Nicholas Ludi. Hey, congratulations on your new film, Art of Eight Limbs.
Hey, Gig,
Thank
thank
you,
you so
Gig,
much.
very much. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, it's such a fun film, and but we have to hear it from you first. Is what initially drew you to this project? I'll start with Nicholas.
Well, I have never done a martial arts movie, really. And even though I'm not playing a fighter in it, the chance for my character to be kind of embedded in this world of Muay Thai and different martial arts fields, I found completely fascinating. And it was just a world that I've always seen from afar, never thought I'd have a chance to do it. And so I jumped at the chance. And also, frankly, to go to Thailand, which is a country I've never been to and a culture that's always interested me. So all the elements about it, and I'd worked with the producer before, and I just thought this sounds like a really, really interesting and fun gig, and hopefully I can contribute something to it. So yeah, that was why I wanted to do it.
Well, it's excellent. How about you, Ludi?
Well, a lot of reasons why I signed on to the film. I initially had a great conversation with Shannon, the producer, and the director of the film, and they pitched it to me like they want to bring back the 90s style action, where it's just lots of entertainment, lots of action, and they're doing a slate of 4 films. So, and then they said that it's being filmed in Thailand. I love Thailand so much. I've lived there for over a year, doing Muay Thai. Just being able to do that and a martial arts film that's set there with one of the best stunt crews that's worked in Asian action cinema. The choreographer worked on a lot of stuff with Tony Jaa, and so those were some perfect scenarios that set me up for this film.
Ludi, I have to ask, what is your fighting specialty, and what kind of preparations do you make specifically for this film?
Usually, well, I've trained in Muay Thai, I've trained in Jiu-Jitsu, um, but I felt like in a lot of films that I've done since I started acting, really had to erase a lot of my fighting background because it's very different. You're not trying to destroy the guy. When you're on set, you're really doing a dance. So I really wished for anyone who's ever asked me what kind of martial arts should I do if I want to pursue an action film career, I would say take up dancing, take up ballet, take up something with nice rhythm, something where you don't have to hurt anyone and you're preventing injuries for yourself as well. But for this film, because we're in Thailand and the film is based around kickboxing and Muay Thai and MMA, a lot of stuff actually came in handy. Um, so and yeah, and so that's my background and that's how it fit perfectly into the film.
Nicholas, I mean, you mentioned before, this being an action film, but you rely upon, your other skills to contribute to this project. When you're on a project like this, do you wish that you are, years younger, that you could perform these action skills like the days when you were Peter Parker?
Well, part of me does, but part of me is just grateful I had a chance to do it when I did and make an impact that amazingly still seems to resonate with people today. I don't mind being an older actor now. I don't mind being kind of the senior voice on a set because I feel that's an important role too. And, with younger actors, Ludi and Grace and a lot of younger actors I work with, I feel a responsibility to try to pass on the torch of certain, kind of levels of professionalism, of how you come to work each day, of respect you show for your fellow performers, and of the hard work you put in. I was taught that lesson by Julie Andrews on The Sound of Music, who worked harder than anybody else on the whole film. So as a little boy, I learned if you're going to play a leading role in a film, it is your responsibility to set the tone for the whole company. And so, no, I don't regret that I'm not that guy anymore, but I'm really happy I had been that guy. And I like
Excellent.
doing what I do now.
Well, we
Yeah,
love it.
and you did it 100%. Right. And also Nicholas and I were the only people we were talking about up in the hotel gyms every single day. So he's taking initiative. He's staying so healthy and so positive. And also there's just something about watching actors who has had decades of experience it really, I don't know, that essence, that quality, it really comes off. I don't know if it's something that you're born with or something that just comes with time. But yeah, someday I really hope to achieve that.
Most excellent. Well, let me wrap it up
I
with
think you're getting there, Ludi.
let me wrap it up with one last major question is as an actor when you work overseas, how do you relish the moment of going to work overseas and immersing yourself into a different culture and language, all of that as an experience for you? Nicholas, why don't we start with you?
Oh, well, I love it because it just is another kind of tool in your toolbox. I spent a lot of time when I first got to Bangkok just walking the streets and just trying to familiarize myself with the sounds, the smells, the culture, the people. I mean, Bangkok is an amazing city, and it was like the culture. The fact that you can walk down a street and there's a temple like every 100 feet, and then there's a brothel, and then there's a temple, and then there's a brothel, and that like the yin and yang of all that, and that the people just accept all that, and that's part of life. And then I also spent time in that Havana Social Club, which was my office, just to feel what that was like to be and it was a fabulous bar, I've got to add. And so, yeah, I love it. I love having that as an experience, no matter what country I'm working in.
Rudy, last words.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. I feel like acceptance is such an important thing, and that's the thing that I've learned most about working overseas. I worked in I think half my career is overseas. Worked in a lot of films in China. I've shot in Malaysia. Right now I'm in the same place as Nicholas in Australia, but it teaches you to accept things that you're not used to because I think in Hollywood the system is very set in place. They know what works. They know what works for them, but a lot of times you work in conditions that are different. Like I remember, do you remember this, Nicholas? It flooded in Bangkok. There was like a monsoon while we were shooting, and then we couldn't get
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
set that we are supposed
Oh
to be
gosh, do I
shooting on.
remember?
Yeah, right.
We had to walk. They had to build. They had to build like wooden planks over the
Thanks. Yeah,
water so we could get to the dressing
yeah.
room.
It was completely
Yeah. Oh
flooded. Like
no, it was
all
it was
the
major.
trucks, all the
Yeah.
trailers were flooded, and before they had the planks, we had to go on these little boats, these little dinghies, just to get to set.
That's right.
But people make things work, and like Nicholas said, you just have to accept, and you really have to admire someone's creativity in their endeavor to tell a story. They'll do whatever it takes to get the job done.
Hmm.
Most excellent. Well,
Yeah. I mean, a film company is like, yeah, I was just going to say, it's like you're in an army and we're all in the same army and we're all working for the same result, which is to make the best movie we can possibly make. And there's a wonderful family feeling on a film set. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And no better shown than when during a flood.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
No, it's good.
Well, I love the synergy between you two. So, hey, thank you very much for speaking to us about the art of eight limbs from somebody who was born in Bangkok. ขอบคุณครับพวกเราชอบหนังเรื่องนี้มากเลยครับขอบคุณครับ